So today we are going to be doing a full collection review and try on of the newest collection from Flower Knows Beauty, and I believe this is called the Chocolate Shop collection or Chocolate Wonder collection. I can't remember off the top of my head, but this is their newest collection, and there are some amazingly beautiful, gorgeous packaging items and a lot of really good products as well. So if you would like to see all of the products that I purchased, see me apply them and let you know what I think about them and whether I'd recommend them or not, then definitely please keep watching and let's get into this video. So first things first, I do want to mention I do have a referral code link for all of these products with Flower Knows, and if you do want to shop through my links, I do earn a little small commission, and I also have a coupon code that you can use to get a discount off of your order as well. So if you are interested in purchasing any of these products, then you can definitely use my referral code and links below. Alright, so let's get into the application of applying these products. So the first product we're going to be trying out is the contour palette. They call it the Chocolate Series Highlighter and Contour Palette. That's the official name, and the packaging of this is just so beautiful. It's got like the really cute little tan plaid on here, and I absolutely love it. And then on the inside you have a nice large mirror here. I do have the little film still on there, but the product itself has 4 different products. You got 2 highlighter products. One is a shimmer and one is a matte, and then there is like a lighter contour and a darker contour kind of color there. So the embossing on these is beautiful. On the shimmer highlighter there is a little chocolate shop and bow. Then the matte highlighter says girls deserve the world. Then on this one down here, the little chocolate bar, it just says chocolate shop on all of the little bars of chocolate. And then the large one here, the contour is so beautiful. It's got, again, a chocolate bar, it's got a key, it's got the little girls and birds and hearts and stars and ribbons, and it makes me so sad to destroy the little beautiful embossing on here. So starting off, I want to start with this lightest contour color. It is a little bit of a small pan, but I am going to pick it up with this brush. This is I think it's like an Alamar Cosmetics one. The name has actually rubbed off on it, so I don't know, but it's just one that looks like that. So I'm going to start by just picking up a little bit of the contour and start dusting that on the hollows of my cheeks. That's where I like to apply it. Ooh, and this has a light chocolate scent, so that actually smells quite nice. And this actually does have some really good color. You know, at first I thought it would be a little on the soft side, but I mean, this is definitely laying down some contour and color and shadow there. So that is actually really nice. I couldn't quite tell just from looking at it how pigmented it was going to be, but do keep in mind I do have very light skin, so things do typically show up a little bit easier on my skin tone. If you have any deeper or tan skin, it might be a lot more of a subtle look or not show up very well, so just keep that in mind. I actually really like that color. Like I said, I thought it was not going to be dark enough for me, but it is definitely a nice soft, like don't get me wrong, it's soft, but it is showing up. All right, so now I do want to move on to the darker one too, just to kind of see how much more we can build this up, and oh, it kills me to tap into it. Oh yeah, that one's definitely adding a lot more. I might go a little bit overboard on the contour today. That's what playing and experimenting with makeup is all about. And I actually really like that this is a true contour color for me. It is cool toned enough that it does not pull orange on my skin at all, which is wonderful, because I feel like it's so hard for me to find like a true kind of like contoury kind of color. And we will come back to the highlighter. I do want to skip over to the blush now. So this is what the compact looks like for the blush. Again, so cute. This one is like a light blue and pink plaid. I think that's so cute. And then again, we have some beautiful embossing. This one is similar to the larger embossing, but this one has like all of the stuff together. It's got the girls, the chocolate shop, the ribbons, and the pearls, and the birds, and the hearts, and the stars, and all of that. And it has a very large heart with a little keyhole on it. And this is actually a blush brush that came with my order as a free gift. And you guys, usually sometimes like free brushes, I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. But this one is actually so soft. And I don't know if this is natural or synthetic, but it feels incredibly soft. So I can't believe that this was a free gift. And then this is what the blush color looks like. This one's a very light, dustier kind of color. This one is in the color Bedtime Story number 1. So I'm gonna dip into there. Oh, it kills me. I do have to say these are a little bit more of like a softer powder, so they definitely will kind of kick up just a little bit if you're really digging into there. But I'm going to start with, oh my god, that has a lot, wow, that's got a lot more color than I was thinking. Oh, and this is a perfect blush brush, oh my god. Okay, I just like went crazy on that. I was not expecting this to have that much color pay off, but it's so pretty. Wow, this brush might be like the hidden gem of of the whole thing. Wow, this is great. I would definitely buy this brush. Knowing what I know now about like how soft it is and how it applies, this is something I would buy. Not even kidding. All right, and popping back over to the highlight palette, I am going to use the shimmer one. I have to say I'm not a big fan of matte powders, but actually I just had an idea. Maybe I will try this under the eye, kind of like a setting powder for like a concealer. Now I did already put a little bit there, but I do want to try it out as well. So yeah, this one does wipe away pretty quick the embossing on there. So I'm just going to use this. Wow, that is got some pigmentation because that definitely brightened up my under eye a bit. Might be a really good use for this. At first I was thinking, oh, that's probably one of those products I'll never use. That actually really did give a nice like brightened look to my under eyes. Okay, I love that. Okay, now I'm gonna use the same blush brush as for my highlighter. So we are gonna use that shimmer highlighter color right there. And this one, I can't wait to see what this one looks like. Might be a little on the softer side. But also this brush, the way it's like cut is perfect for like a really soft diffused kind of application. That is just so pretty. Oh, I think you can see that highlight there. I really like this. Wow, this is so good. I also want to use a little bit of the lighter color, the lighter contour to kind of like contour my nose a bit. And speaking of, I have the little handheld mirror that goes with it. I got one from the Strawberry Rococo collection, and you guys, I love that mirror. It is so gorgeous and it's so easy to use and like has such good like quality to the mirror itself, because sometimes you can get like mirrors that are a little, you know, kind of cheap wonky glass, but this one, this is really good and it's adorable. I think they did have several colors of this one. I got the pink one, and like I said, I believe this one was a free gift with my purchase because I ordered, you know, so many things. All right, I actually really like that as a nose contour too. It's definitely not too dark or anything, and it's just like the perfect like shadow contour shade. That palette, you know, I was kind of going back and forth on whether I wanted to get that palette or not, and then I ended up deciding to get it, and I am so glad that I did because that is so nice. Those colors worked really great for my skin tone. I feel like it was not too overly pigmented that I felt like it was really hard to work with, but for me it was just, I loved it. It worked as a dream, and I actually feel like I will use all of those products in there. Now that I tested that matte highlight as an under eye powder, I'm actually pretty convinced that'll do really good for me. Okay, next up we have the eyeshadow palette. So they did have several different ones, and I decided to kind of step out of my comfort zone just a little bit because with the last couple palettes that I've gotten from them, they were a little bit more on the more natural side. So I did want to get one that was a little bit different. They did have a couple naturally options, but they were kind of similar to things I already owned. So I went with this one just to have a little bit of fun. And this one is in number 3. It's called Witch Boutique, and it has the pink packaging. And also I just kind of love that name, like Witch Boutique. That sounds adorable. All right, and then this is what the palette looks like. So it still has like some naturally neutral kind of colors, but then you have a few, like, I would say you've got like 3 fun pops of color in here. So number 1, you've got this bluey purple, like shimmery reflexy kind of like, I would think this is going to be like a toppery shadow, and that one just like, oh, kind of like stole my heart. Then there is this matte kind of like corally pink color, and then you have a matte black here to really deepen up the look. And then of course you do have a few mattes here. There is a white matte, a tan matte, a cool tone brown matte, a cool toned darker matte brown, and then of course the other shades that I mentioned, and then another like shimmery silvery kind of like reflexy kind of color. So I am so excited to use this. So I'm gonna zoom you in a little bit and we're gonna do a really quick eye look together. All right, I'm gonna start off by priming my lid with eyeshadow primer. All right, so I think for the first color I want to use, I'm not quite sure what I want to do yet. Let's just start off with this white cream color here. I'm just going to pick that up, and we're going to apply this to the brow bone just to kind of lighten up that area a little bit and also kind of help blend the other shadows that we're going to put there. All right, next I want to use this peachier matte color there. We're going to start that as just the all over kind of foundation color for the look. And this one is actually such a cute little imprint. It looks like a little waffle cone with like little drippy kind of like, I don't know, ice cream or something. And it's in the shape of a heart, so it's so cute. And look at that color. That actually like really showed up. I swear, these eyeshadows are very deceiving in a good way, just because they just, when I look at them, they just seem like they'd be very soft, which they are soft, but you know, almost borderline of like, maybe not very pigmented, but you guys, that is not the case with these. I swear that is so not the case. Like, okay, I think I want to go into the pink color here now. I just want to do little dips just to kind of add a little bit of pinkiness here. I don't want to go too crazy because I'm not quite sure what I'm doing with this look yet. Like, easy to blend. They just blended together really well. I feel like I don't have to work too hard to blend these. So next I want to take this darker matte brown that is the darkest matte brown in the palette. Now, one complaint, I wish there was a little bit more contrast between those two shades, because I feel like as far as how they look in the pan, they do seem to be like pretty similar. So I wish there was just a little bit more contrast between them. And I'm just taking that darkest matte brown and putting it on the lower outer lash line. And then switching over to a smaller tapered blending brush, I want to take again that same brown color, and we're going to take that on the outer portion just to kind of deepen that up and add a little bit more definition to the crease. And I'm just going to take my larger brush with no product on it, and I'm just going to kind of blend those colors together a bit, just soften those edges. And then, okay, this is kind of the scary part. I'm going to dip into the black. I'm just going to do one little dip because I don't know how intense this black's going to be, and I don't want this to go like crazy all of a sudden. So I'm just really kind of keeping this on the outer portion of the lid just to deepen that up and just kind of create just a tiny bit more contrast. I don't want to end up with like crazy black smoky eye or anything. Alright, and before we finish off, I am going to take a little bit of a stickier primer just for my eyelids. I like to do this for shimmery type shadows. I feel like it helps it stay on a lot better, especially since I have hooded eyelids. It definitely doesn't keep it from transferring, but it does help a bit with that. It also just kind of gives the shadow just a little bit something extra to stick to. Okay, so now I'm just dying to try this little purple shimmer blue shifty color. I am going to try to apply this with the brush first and see what this looks like. And just kind of tap that right where I put that eyeshadow primer, right on the center of my lid. This is definitely a bit more of like a toppery kind of shadow in the sense that there's not a lot of base color to it. However, there is like, it does have color to it. It's just very shimmery and shifty and almost a little bit transparent. So if you're wanting like a super opaque kind of shadow, I definitely think this is a little bit more on the toppery side. But another thing I like to do is just apply it with my finger, and that will definitely build it up even more. I hope it's coming across on camera as pretty as it is in person. And then I want to take again that same color, and we're just going to put this on the lower inner portion of the lash line, and I'm just going to kind of keep that on the inner half. And finally I want to use this light shimmery silvery goldy kind of platinumy silver kind of color, and I want to pick that up on my brush, and I want to apply that on the inner portion of my kind of like tear duct area to highlight that area. Alright, so that's the finished look for the eyeshadow. I'm going to finish off with some eyeliner, mascara, and some fake lashes, and I will come back and share with you guys what the final look looks like. Alright, so the last few items I have are lip products. I did get 3 different colors, and I have to say these are so adorable. This is what the packaging of the lipstick or lip product looks like. These are lip creams, I believe, and I got 3 different colors. And like I say with all of these videos, with a lot of Asian lip products, I find that their color range is kind of very narrow, and it's a lot of the same kind of colors over and over, but just slightly different. So I find that there tends to not be like a huge range. Like I feel like in Western makeup, there's always like a nude and a pink and a plum and a deeper dark brown kind of color. You know, those are kind of like our standard colors, but I feel like these all kind of range within the very same, like very shallow range, but then they'll have like a whole bunch of different undertones of that very specific color. So sometimes they are not as diverse as I wish. Like I'd love to have really cute like bright poppy pink colors, but I haven't really seen too many of those from a lot of Asian lip products. So I'm going to apply these and show you guys what these colors look like on my lips. First one I have here is the pink packaged one. This one is called, it's CH04 Pink Cashmere, and it looks like a little chocolate bar, and you twist the cap off. And these do have a little bit of a chocolatey kind of smell to them. Alright, so this one is called Pink Cashmere. This one's very much a My Lips kind of color. All right, this one is pretty much like my exact lip color, and I really like this color a lot. Like on a day where I don't really feel like I want something super noticeable or out there, this is like a go-to product. And these, if you're not familiar with, they have like that same velvety, smooth, moussey, kind of like a lip painty kind of feel. Very soft, almost like suede on your lips. It's kind of an interesting texture if you've never felt it before. But this is the color Pink Cashmere. Wow, this is like exactly my lip color. It's kind of crazy. See, look, that's my bottom lip with nothing on it. And that's the lip color on the top lip. Okay, the next one I have is CH01. This one's called Bagel Cookie. And this one has that nude kind of color packaging. And this one I definitely think is going to be a little bit more on the brown side. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit more on the orangey rusty brown. All right, so this is the color Bagel Cookie. All right, and the final color I have, again, is another one of the tan packaged ones. This one is number CH02 Almond Souffle. This is the one I thought I was gonna wear, but now I kind of really like that pink cashmere color, but let's try this one on. So this one is Almond Souffle. So this one goes a little bit more towards like the, kind of like a peachier, orangier, almost like persimmon-y kind of color, but very slight. It's also very similar to my lip color, but if you took out the pink and replaced it with a little bit more orangey tones, I feel like that's what this color looks like. So this one is Almond Souffle. So overall, you guys, I was pretty happy with everything that I got. And I forgot to mention really quickly, they do sell the little gift boxes that you can get. I believe this was $10. So it is just an empty box, but I do collect like really cute packaged beauty items and stuff like that. So this was a no-brainer for me because I love getting the cute little boxes. But then if you're not going to buy like the actual gift set, because those are very expensive, you can kind of just like pick and choose which items you want and kind of feel like you're getting the whole same experience for way less. So I love that they do actually offer to sell their actual boxes, and I think that's awesome. And then the last thing, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but I did get another little free gift with purchase. This was a little chocolate hair barrette pin. I did get another one from the Strawberry Rococo collection that I reviewed as well. So these are just kind of like the cute little hair clips. I don't know how you'd wear them. They're kind of like big and cute and bulky and stuff, but I do collect these now because I have, this is my second one that I've gotten. I actually think they are quite precious. So even if I don't wear them, I do like to kind of keep them as like a little collectory type item. And that is pretty much everything that I got. So just my quick, like rapid speed thoughts. I enjoyed absolutely everything that I got. There's nothing that I got here that I think was not a good product or something I wish I didn't get. So first off, the contour palette, I was completely surprised at how much I liked the colors in here, especially since all the items I do think I will be able to use. This was the item that I was kind of going back and forth on whether to get or not, and I just kind of like took a leap of faith for this one, and I'm so glad I got it because it is so hard for me to find really good like contour colors for my skin tone, and this was just such a really good product. I'm very surprised and very happy that I got this. The blush, I absolutely love this formula as well. I really love matte blushes, and I feel like all of theirs are matte, which is something I really enjoy. Of course, the packaging and the embossing is just stunning, and this is just something that every time I look at it, it brings me so much joy. So I'm very glad to have gotten this blush as well. The only thing is I think in the future I do want to try to branch out and get some like really different colors or more vibrant ones or stuff like that, because the last two that I got are more of these softer kind of colors. They're pigmented, but they're on the softer side, which I do prefer, but sometimes I do like to get a little bit of a different item. The eyeshadow palette, I always love their eyeshadows, you guys. Like I said, they're kind of almost like misleading. Like when I look at it and I'm just kind of like looking at the colors, I'm like, okay, this is probably gonna be like really light, not show up, but I have been so impressed with all of the eyeshadows I have gotten from them. And I'm so glad that I decided to go with one that was a little bit more of a fun palette rather than just like an everyday kind of like, you know, neutrally brown palette, because they do those quite a lot, which I understand, and I foresee them to continue putting out, you know, at least one neutral palette with every new collection that they do. But I love that they throw in these like little different kind of fun color palettes as well, because they are just so gorgeous in the colors that I never would have thought to put together myself. The brush, again, you guys, this is something I would buy myself, and I'm so glad that I got it as a free gift, because this is something I'm going to continue to use probably for now on as my blush brush. This is just so nice, so soft, and I love how it fits in my hand. I love how soft and diffused it gets. This is like the perfect type of brush you would want to use if you have a very intense blush color that you, no matter what you do, it always just shows up way too much on your skin. This is like such a soft, diffusing kind of like almost like airbrush style brush. So I am just absolutely over the moon with this one. The mirror, of course, is absolutely gorgeous, and it's kind of one of those things that kind of scares me that I might kind of want to get into a collecting kind of vibe with it, just because I do have the Rococo one, the Strawberry Cocoa one. I now have the Chocolate Shop one, and I think that these are absolutely stunning, and I'm kind of trying to figure out a way to almost like display them when I'm not using them, to kind of like double as like a really nice little kind of like art detail, because these are absolutely a work of art. And then as far as the lip products go, I really love the formula of their lip products, but I do have to say I really wish that they would kind of step out of their comfort zone and put out a little bit more unique colors. Like I mentioned, they are very limited in the colors that they do. And from collection to collection, I find that they just keep putting out the same lip colors over and over in a different packaging, which, I mean, of course everybody does, but it would be nice to see like a really fun, like punchy pink kind of color, or like a watermelon-y kind of pink, or something like that, other than just these plain kind of very subtle lip differences from color to color. But the packaging of these are absolutely stunning, and I do really like this formula as well. But like I said, I feel like out of all the lip colors that I have now from them, I probably have several that are extremely similar. So in the future going forward, I might only get like one lipstick going forward. Just kind of depends on what they bring out and whether I just have to have it or not, because not gonna lie, the packaging is really big on whether I buy it or not. And then last but not least, of course, I love the little hair clip. I think that these are so fun, and I like collecting these as well. So everything that I got in this haul, I am so happy with. I have not been disappointed yet with anything from Flower Knows Beauty. So they are just bringing out all kinds of amazing things, and I can't wait to see what collections they bring out next. So with that being said, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, link is below, and until my next video, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.